If somebody's going after portfolio owners specifically, what is different about the process? Like, is there a different kind of conversation? Is there something different about what you're saying in your letter, whatever your initial contact is? I know, like in Pebble, for example, they've got a very different framework where you don't remove duplicates. You like combine offers for multiple properties into one letter. Is that the way you approach it? Or do you send them multiple letters that say different things? Or when you do talk to them, like, is there a different selling point or negotiation strategy you use? Or tell us about that.
It's a big shift from people that are used to, especially working in the lower value properties and buying one at a time, where it's a big shift from transactional, right? Like tracks and transactional conversations, transactional thinking to like relationship and relational thinking. And that if somebody owns 12, 20 properties, okay, you're not the first call. You're not talking like, will you take X? I can give you between X and Y, and can we close quick? And right, we pay fast, we close cash. That's out the window. We don't even know. We've got to qualify all those properties. Do we even want to buy all of them? Do they all have road access? Are some in wetlands? Right. So it's a much bigger. Not only is it a much bigger conversation, it's multiple conversations. So the beauty of this is that there's an opportunity to build rapport. Because from the start, you and the seller both know you're not going to hash out the price on the first call. There's some getting to know you. There's an opportunity to build rapport. And that also gives you time to properly value, the properties and see what you've got, what market values are versus assessed values, what properties qualify and meet your criteria, which ones aren't. Right, so but to kind of answer your question specifically, we lead with a letter of interest. I have a template. It's built into the Pebble CRM system, but it's a portfolio letter of interest template. So it's basically we're just reaching out, initially, and not talking about dollars at all. We're just reaching out initially saying, we'd like to talk to you and we'd like the opportunity to buy some or all of your properties. Okay, and then we take it from there. So it might be 3, 4, 5, 6. Conversations, right, that you're having with the seller. So there's a lot of opportunity to build rapport, which really removes that people that feel blindsided with lowball offers, right, or insulted on that first call. By the time you get to discussing numbers, you probably know a little bit about them, their family, their background, how'd they come about owning all these properties, right? So you look for areas to establish commonalities and get to know the individual. And they're going to sell you their portfolio, right? You know what I mean? They want to work with you. So I think the people that really excel with this strategy are those that enjoy the process and aren't just thinking it from, you've got to switch from thinking like an APN or a row on a spreadsheet type thinking, right? And an ROI and a return to like the human part of it. You're going to review the properties. You're going to follow your same qualification and valuation process, but really the emphasis needs to be on like the back and forth conversation with the seller. And then when you do get to that point where you're extending the offer, we're kind of going to talk about like a ballpark range, right? Because we want to gauge their interest.